Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm nothing special on earth, but in the eternal heavens I'm very special. I am the supreme warrior that some people have been praying for, and I've been engaging against God himself. God's attacked me from the eternal heaven, and I've discovered that he's a murderer, a cannibal, a paedophile and a torturer, and he's done all those things to me pretty much. Well, he certainly has done to someone. And there's a lot of people under God's guns that because God stalks the world from the blind side, and is everywhere, all over the world, even though we don't know about it. Well, the ones that don't know about it, I'm telling you now, and the ones that do know about it, I'm telling you, your prayers have been answered. The Supreme Warrior has arrived, and I'm the Supreme Warrior at the eternal level, and my capacities at the eternal level is I can hit one hammer and kill every single living individual dead in their souls, with at least 28 different engages. And so that's all the powers of life that go through us. I engage with Obi-Wan Kenobi's force, magnetic energy, which is the air around us. And when you can engage the air, then you can win. And God engages magnetic energy, and God engages Highness Spirit horns, but I engage magnetic energy, I engage Highness Spirit horns, and 26 other, as I said, vast void powers of Obi-Wan Kenobi's force. And so the match between God and myself is game over, and God can't kill me, even he can't kill me, because I'd be dead if he could. And so I know that. So I'm going to go upstairs and find out what God does in the judgments, because all of us are subject to God's judgment when this is finished with us. And as far as the children go, the children of the earth, God brings the children down here and puts them inside the pregnant mothers, the spirits of the children, and brings it back from their mothers and their fathers. They only have one mother or one father. And when they die, God judges them, and then God takes them back. Right? And God, as it turns out, is a reformed rock spider, allegedly, but is actually the worst living rock spider is Jehovah. Not many people know Jehovah is God. They're two different people at the eternal level. But here on earth, God does all the murders and all the serials and all the paedophiles, and I've been told by the spirits that in church, all his churches, they're all full of paedophiles, a whole lot of full of paedophiles. Certainly the accusations have been there, but maybe just not the depths of the crime has yet been revealed. That's how it looks. And so I know when I die and resurrect, I'm going to go up to the eternal level where the truth emanates, and I'm going to hit the hammer, and every paedophile that ever lived is going to burn in their souls. And that's what they've got to look forward to, and that's what I'm going to do. And I've got the capacities, as I said, whereas before God was the Supreme Warrior, because he engaged magnetic energy and Highness Spirit horns in realms where they had no powers. And so when you've got no powers, and you engage Almighty Majestic Highness when it's just claws and teeth, whatever you've got on you. But God's engaging the Supreme Warrior here on earth. He's engaging magnetic energy, he's reading our minds, he can read our minds, and he's engaging Highness Spirit horns, which are quite lethal. And so it'll be between me and God. And I was born here on this earth, and I still live on this earth. I haven't resurrected yet, and I've been given the Lord Ruler of the Earth Sphere. And so, counting all the people that are alive now and all the people that are dead, anyone that was born on earth, I'm the only one qualified to judge them at the eternal level, and I'm the only one with the authority. God is not going to do it anymore, and they'll all be saved from God, because God puts the children down here, and in some spheres they think if they're two or something, they don't form, and so they don't get them back. But God actually takes them up to the judgment, puts them in spirits that resemble adults, and marches them into the wherever he judges them, and teaches them to say yes when he asks them, do they submit to God, and when he asks, do they submit to God, and they say yes, he engages, cuts them in half, and then eats them later. And that's what I've discovered. God does. So I've ordered supreme beings, because I engage with supreme beings, to erase every copy of every First Testament, of every Bible that it ever has on earth and in heaven. So I know it hasn't happened on earth yet, But it has happened in heaven, I can tell you, because supreme beings have engaged in heaven, and they have erased the First Testament of the Bible because of what God does here on earth and in heaven. And he's the most powerful ruler. He runs the Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood are all here, the Mash and Mill. They've got all the girls, they've got all the drugs, and the Brotherhood is in the CIA, the Brotherhood is in the police departments, the Brotherhood is in the psychiatrists and the doctors, the Brotherhood is in the lawyers, and the Brotherhood is in the judges, and the Brotherhood is in the politicians, and the Brotherhood is in the army. And the 7 deadly princes of the Brotherhood, and it's those 7 deadly princes are the 7 churches in the Revelation of Jesus Christ described the Brotherhood. So that might be worth reading. And as I said, I'm a supreme being and a supreme warrior, and my rank is the Highness King of the supreme beings, and the supreme beings are resurrectors, and a resurrector has been murdered here on earth, Jesus Christ, it says in the Bible, and the supreme beings are coming from all spheres to avenge that death, because they might be dead here, but they're alive up there. And as I said, when I get up there, I'm going to hit the hammer, impose and engage, look into everybody's mind, and everyone that had anything to do with the death of Jesus Christ is going to fry in their socks. 28 vast wide powers to do it on that side, and 6 on the other. So, including supreme beings, the supreme almighty engage. And they're the spirits of the birds. And the birds is finished, and then they're strengthened by the little dust, and they're created by the little dust, and then they put a lot of conscious energy, which is nuclear energy, so they're nuclear tipped supreme being birds, and they can fly through tanks, buildings, houses, anything, and bunkers. Nothing can stop the supreme being. And so that's what God has got to face. That's what the Brotherhood has got to confront. And they've only declared Almighty Majestic Highness, so they're not allowed to engage with powers, and we're allowed to engage with exalted power. And so that's the reality, and of God being a paedophile, cannibal, invert, and torturer, murderer, and God takes the death of everyone in this void. Everyone in this void, God takes the number, and He's responsible for the murder. And God is responsible for all the cancers that we have on earth. God is responsible for the viruses, and He does all that sort of foul work in the civilizations. And God is responsible for all the illness, and God is responsible for no resurrection, because He won't let supreme beings here which could resurrect us immediately. Doesn't matter what happened to us. You get a brand new set of eyes as soon as one of them went wonky. And God won't allow it. He wants to make us suffer. So we'll see what happens when after the supreme warrior engages. But the avenging of Jesus Christ's death is what the supreme beings are all about. And I'm the Highness King of the supreme beings, as I said. And the supreme beings were created as resurrectors by the little dust to resurrect their dead, because they were under the guns of God's Lord, ruler, reality, and engaging magnetic energy. And the little dust couldn't play against them. And so they were subject to that, so they created resurrectors to resurrect their dead, otherwise they would have done it themselves, their dead children, because they would make big children. And then those resurrectors came under siege for the Lord, ruler, reality again, and the power of all glory. And at least that's what I was told. And then Little Dust responded by creating engaged queens to fly cover for them. Engaged queens is called them, and they're the ones that fly through buildings, bricks and houses, and they're the killers. And they protect resurrectors, and they avenge resurrectors, and they're the ones I engage with. They were all created, all there, but they were out of the game because they didn't know how to play, because they were all girls. And one boy who knew how to play, all these girls who know how to play now, and it's game over. Make no mistake. So before this even goes to air, probably, you'll find supreme beings erasing the First Testament, and you'll find Jesus Christ resurrected, because I've ordered His resurrection, and I've been screaming for His resurrection, and I know the resurrection is a reality, and you better resurrect Jesus Christ, because if by the time I get up there and I engage the supreme warrior, then they're going to know, and then Jesus Christ will get resurrected after my death, if not before. And so we all got to die, and we all go back to our eternal parents, but before I go back to my eternal parents, I've got a duty to perform, and that is the Lord, ruler of the earth sphere, and to judge everyone for what they've done instead of God, and to engage God and put Him in the floor, because He engages the supreme warrior magnetic energy and Holy Spirit horns.